Hello, everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today, we have an EU historical rules event. The first round here is Cook's Countercharge. You're seeing an overview of that map right now, followed up by our second map, which is Nicodemus Hill, a fair and balanced map. Thank you to our Patreon members for the support. If you'd like to support the channel, please go to the link in the description where you can get live streams of all the broadcasts we do. You can advertise your regiment on the bottom of our videos and get raw gameplay footage of all the broadcasts we do with no commentary and UI. It's just the gameplay. It's a thing of beauty. Our teams for today, there's a couple regiments here, only like 22 plus, but for Confederate side, we got Hampton's Legion, 11th Mississippi, 13th Georgia, 4th Georgia, Tennessee Brigade, Colquitt's Brigade, 6th Louisiana, True Corps, Jenkins Brigade, Shenandoah Regulars, and the UEC regiments from there. And on the Union side, we've got the 2nd United States Cavalry, Army of Northern Virginia, 9th Corps, 1st United States Sharpshooters, New York Volunteers, 5th Corps, 4th New Jersey, 6th Alabama, Lee's French Legion, 20th Georgia, and Hood's Division. Whew, that was a couple regiments. Anyways, server pop today, we're at cap 350. In balance right now is favored towards the CSA. It is 11-man in balance. Union taking 5, though, on artillery and 4 in spectating. So you might argue here that we're like up to 15-20 in balance in terms of infantry. But co-commentating with me today, we got Grim. Grim, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, Lieutenant Colonel Grimm from CQB. Pleasure to be here.
Heck yeah. So you're a more CSA regiment. So what should CSA's strategy be to win Cook's Countercharge?
Well, and every time I've played this map, the main strategy is to try and push them out of the field and onto the back road to the north. Once you can get them cordoned off to that road, it's pretty easy to envelop them and just slam them from all sides.
It very much is. Cook's is a very interesting, and it's a cool map. There's a lot of deflates here in the center around the point, and it's just very unique. But yeah, I mean, if CSA force the Union back, like you said, it can become very difficult for Union to win the map. CSA pushing kind of along 2 prongs right now. You have a good chunk going down the left. I see HL in front, 11th Mississippi behind. A lot of HL. I see Tennessee Brigade, 4th Georgia. And then some 6LA guys behind. So they're hitting the left side. Union kind of forming up here to defend.
We also have a group of 6LA staying in the center field with the defilade cover and trying to shoot it out with the guys on the fence.
So, and I think something to be mentioned beforehand is bayonets and sprinting cannot be done until the 30-minute mark. So that's why you see that.
Yep.
They could still get in the melee if they want, but obviously you can't sprint. You got to double quick, and you'd be using the butt of your rifle instead of a bayonet, which is very fun to watch. I always love watching those.
Oh yeah, the battles of the Bonkenings are always entertaining.
I remember, I think it was one of the first weeks the rule was implemented, and A and B charged on Hill's counterattack. By that charge, I mean double quick, and then they got into a bonking action. It was a large bonk off, and it was great.
I bet. Especially one thing that I find is, you know, realistic and also entertaining is you get an extra little bit more time to bonk people when they have to whip around their musket versus just drop it with the bayonet. You get into the melee fight faster with the bayonet.
They're going in for a bonk off right now on the Union right.
Oh. It's the Bonkenings! They got the flag bearer! They got him again!
When this rule first came out, I was like, because I love the NA meta, that type of strategy. The line battles are very cool to watch, but for me, it's just not my thing. But when they implemented this rule, I was like, but nah, I really like the rule. I think it's great. It helps enforces their more historical rule line battle stuff, because it discourages charging, but also it's very fun to watch if they do charge, so I think it's great.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, you still don't have as much time to, like, run away, but you still have more time to, your backline guys have a bit more time to reload, your backline guys can run away with the flag, versus sometimes those bayonet charges, if the guys come in coordinated and precise, your entire line ceases to exist in 3 seconds.
Right. So, because of that charge right there, Union getting pushed back to the road. Union down a large amount of tickets right now. CSA essentially control a good chunk of the field. Union artillery, were they able to roll a gun back?
I
They were
saw
able
them.
to.
LFL rolled 1 back. I don't know if they got a casemate with it though.
I've got 3 men, mate.
I do not know. CSA collapsing from the Union right. They're going to try to hit the Union group.
Yeah,
This,
they're going to
little
hit
hill.
that flank while they're focused to the south.
Starting to
They
realize
left a
it.
small token force on the left side to try and hold it, but that's barely a presence there.
And
Union's pulling back.
oh, what the heck?
They're pulling north.
Ninth Corps is going right into them, though. I don't know what they're doing.
They're trying to catch them in the flank while they're tunnel visioned.
I mean, I guess CSA doesn't see them.
That's the thing. Tunnel vision's got them focused on those guys running away. But 6 PA and 1st USS, they're getting hit by 6 LA boys.
Yeah, Podro Saad, the NCO from Coquitz. He's there right now. Love that voice. It's great.
We had one other guy that was with us. Unfortunately, he had to step away because of IRL things, but he had one of those like smooth radio announcer voice. And like he made people weirdly feel sometimes when he spoke, I shall say, especially you know, some of the female members of the community.
Anyways, Union's fallen back to kind of this second line of defense.
Oh,
got nice
big right push on the Union side.
This is, I mean,
big right push on the Union.
Trying to get on their side, using the fences here as cover. Last time I saw Union do this on map, granted it was an NA event, CSA kind of charged towards Union spawn and split Union into 2 groups. But you do have CSA going hard on Union left, CSA right, going to the hay bales right now because Union's not really there, and so Confederates are just going to take that ground.
Yeah, and well, they've got a Union to the northeast trying to mirror them.
It's LFL.
LFL's going in to try and mirror them and race them for the hay bales.
They're going to be a little late.
Yeah, they've got a few guys here, but if LFL can come in here and force, they can take them out.
I didn't realize that there were only like 6, 7.
Yeah, there's
guys.
only.
Knight doesn't see him either. Oh, now he does.
Yeah, LFL's just gonna come in and roll them.
They should.
At least as long as they continue. Nope, they just pulled back as soon as they got shot at. Well, they're holding, but they should have just carried the momentum. Now they're getting shot at from their flank.
Back to the other side of the field. CSA's kind of pushing in, going on the snake fence that Union's holding on.
And like I said, they're slowly pushing them to that northern straight road and trying to slowly envelop them to just make it a shooting gallery.
Zale, they're coming right in front of you, Bubba. On the right. Enemies to the right! Enemies to the right!
One Union group's trying to hit on the side. It's 5th Corps guys with snow cactus. The 5th Corps is getting wiped though. Great shots.
On the right side, A&V's trying to do their best, but they're being shot at from 3 different directions right now. HL's doing a great job holding that fence with 11th MS firing down at A&V.
HL's a very, very good regiment.
Absolutely. I've fought with them many times. Love them all.
CSA is capping point right now. I don't know if this is intentional or not. I don't think they need to
I think this
right
is
now.
just to I think they just are doing a peek at volley at the guys in the center. Yeah, they're pulling back now.
Yeah. Indeed, they ran up shot. Oh, there's.
Oh.
Do they mean to cap?
They might not get off in time.
They're not trying to leave.
They may not realize. I know quite a few officers don't like to have the timer and compass up. I personally always have it up just so I can see the moment that the point starts to shift.
Right. That's fascinating. So CSA decide to cap.
Very early.
Yeah, I mean, when you're up by this many tickets this early into the game, it's not necessary to do this. But regardless it's happened, they can definitely hold. It'll bring everybody's tickets down, which will help the attackers, but Union's going to be able to regain a third of a morale stage if they recap right now, for example.
I haven't seen this often used, but the stone wall to the north, LFL's using very well to take on my regiment.
Oh, the graveyard.
Yeah, that little graveyard. They're using it to their advantage.
At the
I got it. Someone else got it.
Tutor is looking pretty thin in the center.
and
I don't know.
CSA is pushing towards Union spawn. Union hit engage, doesn't really matter a whole lot. Really, the only thing that matters right now is how many tickets do the CSA have, because Union will go up to that, because I assume CSA is going to stay ahead of Union here.
Yeah. A and V is trying their best to keep themselves concealed, and they're doing a pretty good job at it. You can barely see them from where Tutor is sitting.
Where's A and V?
All you can really see are pup. A and V is inside of the shrubs to the northwest of Point West.
Ah, I see what you mean.
They're really well concealed in there. Like, yeah, they're taking hits, but you can't confirm nothing. But they're being shot at from the back while they're trying to shoot Tutor.
A and V starting to fall back
HL
now.
is pushing up. HL's right at the straight road.
Take that fence from them, boys.
And that's the thing too. Since the point cap, that black timer stopped, so it's they still can't have bayonets and sprinting.
Maybe that was the plan.
Could have been. I mean, if they gain the
They're
ground
winning in the
cap-
shootout. They're winning in the shootout, so they want to prevent the blobbings. But they're losing it. They're losing cap right now, so.
Who's pushing up here? It is New York Volunteers. I see 9th Corps. I think 1st U.S. Sharps are with 9th.
EB is doing what they can, but they've only got like 8 guys.
Oh my goodness.
On the right.
Every one of those TB guys hit a shot there. They should have.
Very nice.
But very beautiful. And now these NYV guys are about to be flanked behind by only a couple CSA guys. Only a couple. They don't see them either.
Only a few. Only a few. Oh, one guy saw it. Private First Class Ellen.
Oh my goodness, they just got destroyed. Oh my goodness, who was this?
Private First Class Ellen tried his best to warn them, but it wasn't enough.
The UEC groups just roll up from behind and just slaughter them. Holy crap.
Oh. A and V is now in danger of having the same done to them.
I mean, A and V and HG are just holding up on top of this hill getting shot at. I mean, you can just see these bodies falling. It's
EB is now firing straight into their flanks. Oh, nice volley.
So CSA is going to retain point here. More Union pulling off the graveyard.
LFL.
Yeah,
LFL's pulling into the fight. That graveyard is a good fallback point, though.
Great for turtling. Love me some turtles. Turtling hasn't happened in a very long time, though.
We've got CQB and 2-core reforming by the hay bales. They basically don't exist right now. There's only like 8 guys over there.
Yep.
Unfortunately, they had a rough fight against people in stone wall cover. That the difference between cover and concealment.
Union have taken back that straight road or straight fence road by their point. More Union starting to push up towards the center of the map. A and B looks like they reformed.
I don't think that the CSA are intentionally firing into Union spawn. I think those are strays, as server just warned.
The Union guys are. CSA do not. The thing is, though, is the Union team is holding a position where their spawn is right behind them. So all these CSA guys shooting at them are going to shoot into their spawn. So,
exactly. It's just strays. It's not their fault. They're fighting people who are fighting them.
So Union team looks really mustered up. The neat part about the bigger maps like Cooks and Colquitts is that with the higher pop servers, you've got them actually covering the whole maps. Or for the most part, most of the maps.
Yeah, and Nico is going to be an interesting one with how...
Oh my goodness.
How many players and how spread out that map is. All the artillery.
It's going to be crazy. I will say, I think the higher pop servers are great for the larger maps like Nico, Colquitts, Cooks. But for small maps like Progress Mill, I have issue. But that's a different topic.
Like, Dunker Church, it would be a good one for a server this size as well.
Gives the, I will say, at least that's my biggest gripe with the higher pop servers on the small things is maneuverability. Because, like, when you get
like
the large
Westwoods. Westwoods is so condensed, you can't really fit 350 guys there without everybody slamming into one another.
Right.
But then a map like this, you've got so much room to, if a unit wants to move, they can move around the other unit without interfering.
Right.
Without getting in lines of fire, without slamming into one another and getting their lines crossed. Because that's always a, fun time to try and decluster.
So Union's still not trying to retake the point. They're going to regain a lot of tickets. CSA's has dominated this whole game.
Absolutely, but if they don't,
gotta recap.
Like, I see that they're trying to send second USC guys over to the left side, but they have to try and mass as many bodies as they can, but also clear their flanks. They can't charge into that center field with their flanks still as exposed as they are.
We saw what happened to the New York Volunteers earlier.
Yeah.
Well, that's Union it was just going to be very hard to do. This event doesn't have a Steam chat. It's going to take a minute for orders to figure out and everything, but Union has to move across the whole field and kind of take back that whole center point of the map, and that's going to be a hard thing to do. And you got to do it sooner than later. I'm a big proponent of once the point is capped, you need to be aggressive. But I know it can be very hard to coordinate that, and you just don't want to go by yourself and die, and then that's a waste, right? So.
Absolutely, but it's at this point, the timer is now in CSA's favor, and the tickets just keep dropping in Union's favor. So I understand they have the option and possibility to regain, but if CSA realized that they were as dominant as they were right off the hop and just decided to full send, and it's paying off right now, And also, the more that Union does damage to CSA's current morale state, the less tickets they're going to get.
Exactly.
So they want to force them off to get their morale state back up as high as possible without bleeding the CSA as much as possible.
But that's the thing. That's why you need to be aggressive during a counterattack. And it can be a hard thing to do that counterattack to try to retake the point, but you gotta do it quick and soon. Union hits taking loss, it doesn't really matter.
30 seconds to
Yep. At this point, it's the yellow timer is more concerning than their tickets.
Yeah, I mean, really, during a counterattack, the only thing that matters is the gold timer and the original attacking team's ticket amount, assuming the defenders are down.
Yeah.
Which they are.
How many seconds to
Jeez, that CSA group in the center is just getting destroyed. They're being shot at by a
Yeah.
couple dudes.
But they're essentially one of the only groups that is, adding contention weight to the point. So by staying there, they guarantee that those guys that just at the top of the defilade can't, sneak in and overpower them man-wise. It sucks to be that unit eating the lead, but sometimes you need it.
And that's the thing too, is right. If CSA holds back completely, like in their defilades and not really engage the Union, it'll give Union some buffer room to be like, okay, they're not shooting at us. We have time to think about what we want to do, and it'll probably convince the Union to go in more. If CSA guys are sitting up and shooting, Union might not want to go in as much. I don't know if that's true. More of a
Well, it
thing.
also gives the thing is, if you're further back there, if a good runner will not run in front of lines, he'll be in the further back. So it's going to be really hard for any runners to get shot, and messages can actually be made accordingly, and people can actually plan.
So the server announcement just said fixed bayonets, so we assume they can now sprint as well.
Because somebody hit taking losses.
Oh, is that the rule?
Yeah, it's timer, or if somebody hits taking losses, because then it's like the people who have hit taking losses have reached the point of desperation that they need to send.
Right. So I have I have a question then. So let's say hypothetically Union retakes the point right now, and Union goes back up to engaged, right? Does everyone have to unfix and stop sprinting, or is it fine to keep going? Or do you not know?
That I'm not entirely sure about, because that situation has never really arisen while I was in play.
Fair. I mean, I don't think it's gonna happen here. I think CSA is probably gonna hit taking losses before Union retakes.
Yeah, the thing is, Union's walking into walls of buck-and-ball right now, so even with a bayonet on, it doesn't protect you from a shotgun. Like, if a bayonet was a bulletproof shield, trust me, I'd be... Every time I've got the musket.
Like, they add Bekoff style melee, and you can block bullets midair. You position your gun right.
Oh my god, that'd be interesting. Like, if they added a mechanic where the bullets can bounce off your gun, but it'll mess up your shot. Like, your next shot will, like, misfire or something like that because of the fact that the rifle took the round.
Imagine if there was a chance that artillery could, like, misfire or something like that. That would...
That would be interesting. I've had it done where, like, we put two 12-pounders tip to tip on the training server and found out you can kill yourself on the training server. Without hitting respawn. When you pull that lanyard, the cannonball hits the other cannon, it explodes, and the explosion kills you, and then the other guy's cannonball's explosion kills him.
Fascinating. Union's pushing from spawn, A&V's going in, they know.
Oh, yeah. A&V's going in from 11th MS's flank. Oh, nice flank. But they didn't have enough guys, like, immediately there to capitalize. It turned into a trickle. So yeah, it's bad, but SB has time to react now.
Looks like ANV, HD, 9th Corps, and I assume 1st U.S. Sharps right here. I see a 13th Georgia guy here as well. But more Union pushing up. I don't know if this was coordinated.
CQB's pushing up to try and add weight. SB, AGL, everybody's just here trying to hold. 2 Corps doing what they can to stop those skirmishers from charging in, but I think that might have been TB's guys. No, that's still 2 Corps.
Yeah, it's more CSA reinforcements pouring in. A good chunk of CSA on the right side sitting back. Union also having a group sitting back shooting. Point going in Union's favor.
Spear wall, boys. Mama, spear wall.
CSA countercharge
it is,
here,
but
not.
From the left, HL's rolling in. CSA is holding the center, and Union's retreating with their flags.
Oh my goodness.
Good attempt, but unfortunately, good counter from CSA. Here comes another attempt from the north of HL. They've got a group charging in, all on their own.
ANV is going to hit them on the side again. They're back in already.
And HL saw them coming. I think they're just Bayos and go at this point because they're trying to get Cap before engaged drops to taking losses.
Oh. ANV is winning a few guys on point, and looks like, who is this?
Oh, SB and AGL are coming in and rolling them.
Union hits breaking. CSA's about to take losses. Or CSA's about to take losses.
Yeah.
Union flag down.
Oh, and the other 2 are running for dear life. I think there's 2 Union flags down at the moment. Oh, no, they managed to recover the one by the fence at least. And CSA has 2 units charging in to reinforce point. Here comes the entire Union. 2 Corps pulling back. No. Are they trying to bait shots?
Yeah, I don't know why they're out. They look very confused. Oh, why would you charge here? Oh, are
they have the tickets.
I mean, they have the tickets, but they're just going to die.
Yeah, the thing is, though, you're burning gold timer right now. The entire Union pauses to shoot these guys.
That's very
reload, true. Get ready, and then regroup and charge. It's a delaying tactic.
2.5 minutes on the gold timer. CSA taking losses.
The thing is, you know, a couple more guys were going to get shot. A couple, they were going to drop down to taking losses regardless. But he just bought them an extra 30 seconds.
Now we'll see how long Union takes to form up here. It looks like you kind of got 2 prongs. Looks like Union's starting to go in down the middle. They saved one of those flags here.
Yeah, they managed to recover their flag, but CQB and 2 Corps are waiting in the CSA's left for that left push. Uh-oh. CQB didn't see that LFL and 6 New York are right there. They're split. 2 Corps coming in to help them. Oh, this is just a mad dash for point right now from all directions.
That Union prong on the right is now slamming into the side. It's like bull run. Everyone's going for each other's flanks.
Oh, the Union's rolling through the flank into 2 Corps. Can they carry through? Keep the momentum?
1 minute left on the gold timer. Oh my God. This is very contested right now. CSA is more concentrated on the center of point, though. Union a little more spread out, but still kind of in this fight. 45 seconds.
And
I think Union.
Knight and Orb basically just cleared out this Union charge with their 6 shooters.
I think CSA is going to hold this. A couple of Union guys are just sitting back and shooting right now.
Knight and Porb did a really good job skirting around those guys and just dropping 12 Union infantry while they were...
I think that's game.
Yeah. 3, 2... Maybe get the overtime trickle? Nope. There's the slow-mo.
My goal timer at 15 seconds left. That's crazy. Grim, your thoughts for this first round?
The CSA did textbook, force them back, and get them off point and hold. Union did their best they could, and with those flanks, they'd had a really good try. They came close, but unfortunately, the CSA's reinforcements came back in time.
Yeah, I mean, CSA just played this pretty much perfectly. They did exactly what they wanted. It's just a hard map to win for Union. So, I mean, I don't really have much more. Good win on CSA's part. They capped the point. They held it all, and they won the game. So, I don't really have much more to say. But regardless, we're going to Nicodemus Hill next. It's going to be great. It's going to be a couple artillery men on this map. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch. And with that being said, we will see you in round number 2. And here we are with round number 2. Looking at our numbers, it's a full server. 4 inbounds in favor of CSA. However, there's a couple of artillery on this map. CSA having 4, 8, 15, 19 guys on artillery. Union having 14. So, infantry-wise, it's about evenly balanced. What's CSA's strategy on this map, Grim?
In my opinion, it's generally have the cav hold the stone wall on the right for as long as possible. If they make a solid foothold in the forest, you have no choice but to push them out because you can't just let them keep shooting at you and your artillery. But the main thing is try and force them out into the open so the cannons can do their work.
Well, Union, oh my goodness, Union charging in there.
That was a really good shot from the cannon.
Yeah.
Except for the fact that he was a little short.
The shot before that, it ricocheted off the wall, but Union's...
Well, from where I saw... Oh! That was a good shot.
I've never seen Union try to charge and take this and win on these higher pop servers.
The thing is, though, right now is with how the arty is working, it's looking pretty rough for Union.
Yeah, I've never seen...
Couple arty shots destroyed the momentum of their charge.
I mean, just looking at how many CSA are left, I think the strategy to win on Nicodemus Hill is pushing the CSA left, USA right, going down that side. And speaking of the left side of the map for CSA, they put a new barn in last update. Here's the barn. Has a nice little pretty roof with red paint. So that's very new. Yeah, that's that. Anyways, Union losing pretty bad. You can definitely tell, even by the ticket difference right now. So we'll see what Union does.
The thing, in my opinion, that the Union has always relied so heavily on these woods that almost every artillery unit and their mothers know every single tree that is directly visible's range. It is not safe to stay in those woods. It is a false sense of security. I feel that playing and utilizing the farmhouse, the small shed, and the rocks directly below the artillery are your best bet as Union to have a chance.
Right.
Because this shed is brick. Nothing is going to go through this shed minus an artillery shot lobbing over it. The house, they can shoot an artillery shot through it, but the rifles won't do anything. Same with the shed and the rocks over at the back. You've got cover and concealment galore versus everybody knows you're running through the woods the moment you start running into the woods.
And we can see Union going right. So kind of get on this side. CSA starting to react. Very slow, but they're moving.
Yeah, and going for the orchard. That's the thing. Every time I've seen Union win this game, this particular map, it's getting a foothold on the right.
Yep.
Because then they're just so much closer to point. They're harassing directly down the stone wall instead of firing into the stone wall.
Stop!
The stone wall's no longer cover. It's now just a help for your aim.
And some CSA groups, you have 6 LA guys. You got 11th Mississippi pulling down the side as well, holding near the point. You have the UEC guys. But it's the first time we're going to see fighting with this barn. At least first time I've seen it.
Oh, we've got some guys rushing the right side of the barn. 20th Georgia and 5th Corps?
Thank you for the flag. Get the officer.
Hey, once you shoot these guys, about face, about face, guys, behind us, about face. Top of the barn. About face, guys, about face. Shoot these guys.
Unfortunately, there's a 12-pounder already pointed at them. Oh, no, it's a 10-pounder, but that's still not going to save them.
Get up, boys. Keep it up. Keep it up.
Good shot from artillery there. And,
Yeah.
I mean, this barn definitely doesn't give you as much cover as the previous one, especially behind it where Union likes to hold.
It really doesn't, because of the fact that you don't have that little area to tuck into anymore. You're so much more exposed. They can see the tops of your head. It also looks like it's not as long of a barn anymore.
We got a couple of AMP boys with us. Getting ready.
Infiltrated
Try to
here.
push up and grab that flag. Check. Alright, boys, take aim at that flag.
So Union's actually kind of pushing the stone wall as well.
Oh, well, they pulled enough guys off the stone wall where it's now slightly more viable, but they're probably still fighting sharps.
It's going to be really hard to push somebody off by sitting and shooting. Especially when your opponent's behind a stone wall.
I think that there's a few cav mixed in here, but there's still a lot of just regular rifles holding this line.
I mean, the only way the Union's going to thwart them off on the stone wall is by going to the right and making them all leave, or by capping point, or charging.
Some action over by the barn right now. Some bonkinins.
Why did I use a club when I have a sword? Brother, run away.
Guys, the art of Sun Tzu, rule 1. Never ignore the backs of the enemy. I think
That was a good call from that officer to charge them out, because he realized that if he just left it to shooting, he'd probably just lose more men than it was worth.
So, Union not really pushing this right side anymore. The group that did kind of win that charge, they don't have a flag.
Yeah.
And Union's trying to go for the stone wall, just kind of this slow approach, sitting and shooting.
Their flag is in the tree line to the north. I think somebody grabbed their flag and tried to run it out of bounds. Yeah,
So
they did.
response,
It's gone.
Yeah.
It's gone. So I was
So
gonna say, I'm pretty sure that's definitely out of bounds.
right. I mean, I don't see the down
Oh,
marker anymore.
LFL's starting to trickle towards the stone wall, but people are shifting down the hill to counter. Oh, there are so many bodies. If you look at the corner of the snake fence and the straight fence near point, there's just so many bodies.
I wish I could have bodies turned up. I am at 0 right now. And that, I mean, Union tried charging, they tried shitting and shooting on this left side. I don't know what much more you can really do.
And that's the thing. Artie's got this entire area zeroed. They're on a snake fence and clearly visible to the artillery. They're being shot at from their left and right oblique. And it's just a bunch of guys that are standing there not knowing what to do because the first sergeant there can't really assume command of a bunch of randoms. He could, but no guarantee they'd listen. Oh. They're massing up on the right side, using the barn as cover from the artillery.
A couple Union guys that are still on this right side. They do have one flag over here. The TV's pushing them, but they're heavily outnumbered. Bandits and sprinting can now happen.
He's dead.
Yeah, they've hit 30 minutes.
Nice shot, Knight.
Bandits, ready!
Oh, nice arty shot.
At the
Up the spread, guide on the major.
To the right, to the right, to the right.
Left flank, independent
Like I said, they're at least using the house to be safe from rifle fire, but the arty can still shoot through it.
Fall down the line a little bit. Hey, move down the fence.
And Union's almost engaged. What are we doing?
Yeah. Oh, they're...
I don't like that Union is sitting and shooting at the stone wall.
They're also far or east in the forest, just volleying at them at the wall.
That's not going to get any kills.
Like, you might get a kill or two, but they're eating more than the CSA are. So this is a bad shooting match. They've got the opportunity for Bayos, and they're still, like, LFL, no Bayos. A few guys here and there have got their Bayos on, but nobody's ready to try and mass and charge. Which is what they need to do at this point. They need to stop that timer and give themselves some time.
Tickets are surprisingly closer than expected. Union hitting a gauge. What are the UEC guys doing? They're charging at a way out. They're very outnumbered at this White House. That was just a dumb decision. I don't know if they thought they outnumbered the Union by the White House, but
they probably didn't realize that there was also guys off to the side by the shed. They were using the shed side as concealment.
It had to be it, because they got destroyed.
Absolutely. But like I was saying, utilizing this side here will give them at least a chance. That left side, Sitch, New York, is getting absolutely slaughtered.
Second U.S. Cav was on point, pulling off when CSA started moving over. They got out of there in the nick of time because artillery would have just drilled them. No one died, though.
LFL's pulling back with their flag. New York is still just in the tree line.
Got him down, got him down.
I don't know.
I don't know if they're trying to force to keep like a chunk of the CSA dedicated to the right to force them to be weak on the left. That's the only thing I can think of.
The But the only thing, though, is on these larger pop servers, CSA can spend the men defending that. So,
And the thing is, if they leave the sharps shooting it out with those guys, they can send all the regular rifle guys, and the sharps are still going to be putting out a better rate of fire.
all right. Looks like some engagements happening towards CSA artillery. 11th Mississippi is charging in here. CSA hitting engaged. CSA is playing awfully aggressive going in individually.
Yeah.
Double kill.
Well, it was kind of a two-pronged. They've got guys going in around the White House. They've got guys that just wiped out A&V, essentially, and whoever's left can now come and help with the house. A&V's got 3 men still standing over by this shed. Oh, my bad. I didn't see those 2 other guys in the orchard.
Company break reloads, we're moving west up the cannons.
But yeah, A&V was essentially
We're going left.
just
we're going
wiped.
left, we're going left.
TB's about to wipe the guys at the barn. TB's got some good shooters.
What the hell, Ravios?
Keep smashing them, boys.
There's a flag
All
right
right,
there.
TB, get loads. Bios down.
20 minutes into the round, the Union pace in terms of ticket loss, it's very slow.
And it's not sustainable.
Behind us, behind us.
They're going to have to cap point, stop the black timer, or mass charge somewhere. I lean towards capping, because charging the stone wall is a bad idea. You could charge CSA left, but they're on the edge of out of bounds.
And
So-
there's not really enough guys that you'll be able to get to make that big of a ticket difference in that left side charge. Like, they're sitting all back in enough of a distant spot where most of your guys will not make it back, even if they do wipe that unit. And if they all just die, that doesn't really gain you anything. You traded evenly, essentially.
Yeah, stay back, stay back.
So A&V HD on point capping right now. I think they're on point anyways. CSA,
Yeah, it looks like it.
CSA should really try to prevent this.
Absolutely, but
I mean, who's this? I don't know if this group is on point. I wish there was ability for spectators. See, Fort Georgia's trying to move in to prevent the cap. I don't think they have enough guys. They clearly don't.
I don't think so, too. Oh, SB's coming in.
Oh, Fort.
SB just turned the numbers game in their advantage.
Yeah, and the pistols from Fort Georgia just destroyed A&B and HD, despite them being outnumbered, and they're going to hold the point. Engagement's happening in the orchard right now. I think that's Tennessee Brigades being pushed up by LFL, 4th New Jersey, and 20th and 13th Georgia.
What are you doing?
There's a lot of Union stars. Oh, just over here. LFL's about to get...
Yeah, 11th Mississippi's pushing up.
Oh yeah, 11th Mississippi and TB are both pushing LFL, holding them there. If A&V aren't careful, if LFL gets wiped, their flank is exposed.
Shoot him up, use buck the ball.
Shoot him, aim low. If you got buck and ball, aim for their chest.
And this one cannoneer, they rolled a cannon to make sure they can shoot around the house.
Look at that in a moment, but Union's charging in the orchard. HD and A&B is, but I don't think they're going to be able to win that. Oh, wait, maybe they are.
Oh. Yeah, some more guys from HD just trickled in.
But CSC shifted off that stone wall on the point. In the woods, Union's charging in. NYV is, but I mean, HL's just going to destroy them.
Go, 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 go.
Yeah, the New York Volunteers are... They're outgunned.
the right here.
Unfortunately.
Right here, Mom, rattle on, goddammit.
Union team able to take that orchard, or CSA fell back out of it, but looks like they're starting to position themselves in it.
And
Get behind this gap here for this fence over here.
if you look, there's one star to the southwest of Point. Two-core rolled a cannon to the southwest of Point so it can look around the front of the house and fire into the orchard.
Come to P, come to P, come to P, boys.
Move it, clear the way, clear the way.
DSA kind of going around the White House now, the back side of it. The UEC guys are.
Yeah.
Got more CSA falling back up to the top of the hill.
LFL's pushing through the orchard and lining up
Guard against infantry. From the right, from the right.
alongside with 13th Georgia.
Jeez, that fence line's destroyed. Right by the White House. Artillery going through that house is so weird to me. ANVHG's charging at UEC guys.
The thing is, though, if
Get him. Guard against
cannons were exploded by a fuse that you'd shove inside of it, and it would slowly burn down the fuse length into the explosive filler. So until that fuse reaches the explosive filler, which would be set by the officer, cut, put in, and then loaded, until that explosive filler set off, it's just a solid ball.
Yeah.
Flying really fast with a lot of momentum.
Pull back, behind the building. Go.
So it makes sense for it to rip straight through a building. Cannonballs rip straight through a ship, which was made with thick timber to prevent that. This is just regular timber made to build a house.
So Union team has completely given up on the left. There's no more Union pushing that way. They're trying to go to the right.
Yep.
One Union guy's by the White House. Mr. Garth from the 13th Georgia gets killed by Venom.
And
Cav, on me, had to sprint to the left. Step over.
they've got a good chunk of the Union team on that right side, all lined up. Their flags all clustered together, kinda. And that could go really poorly if, something like that were to happen. Where a cannon shell rips straight through your line.
Not FAMAS, no! I mean, 11th Mississippi is just shredding through LFL. More Union charging the front side of the White House going for the shack.
The thing is, as much as they are shredding the initial wave, they don't have the manpower to hold the rest of it. Well, then again, some of it trickled around to the left side of the house into 2-core and SB.
Right.
Man together strong, man together strong.
Shoot him up.
And
Yeah, good shot.
CSA is responding well in trying to stop them from getting out of the possible firing arcs of their cannons.
CSA is effectively holding everything. Union starting to go down the world towards Point. I mean, there is a slight opening because some A&V guys charged down the woods, and a good chunk of CSA got distracted. I mean, Union could cap. They might be able to push up to the stone wall right now. They could do that too.
But if you look to their southeast, something is not very pleasant lined up behind them.
Yeah, but if the most of the Union team charged up that way, they would outnumber. Which
Absolutely.
But CSA's charging Point. I like it.
Right now we've got HL. If HL were to realize the opportunity they just had there.
Guard against.
Oh, he's capitalizing, but he's just going for the hole in the fence.
CSA winning that charge on the shack right now. Point going in Union's favor. Not a whole lot on point though. CSA from top of the hill starting to shoot down.
A
Artillery
nice
raining
volley
down.
from HL just ate into their side as well. So that was well done from HL, and CQB alongside them, firing from just to say a little over their head to ensure that they don't shoot friendlies.
Yeah, we're still here. Grandpa. Grandpa.
Oh my goodness.
Utilizing the military crest.
Here they come. Let's come down. Back to fence, guys. Go back.
And CSA is going to hold point again.
Yeah,
And they
push
thwart
them
the
back
whole
to
Union
the
team.
rocks.
I like what Union's doing. They're gunning it for the stone wall. HD and V is. This is a great decision. I don't know if the rest of their team's going to follow up with that. Doesn't look like it, but go take that stone wall.
Open fire. Gun them down.
Obviously, we have the
CQB's
overview.
responding.
Yeah, no, good move from CSA. Obviously, we see that the stone wall's open. They don't necessarily see that, so it's fair
Oh,
what
the
they're
cannon just fired through their line and just broke the momentum of the charge. That's the. I know that you feel cannons aren't all that effective. Breaking the momentum can be the difference, though.
My opinion has changed slightly. I don't think it's effective when it comes to getting kills. It's effective in area of denial, suppression, knocking down the charges right as momentum, and getting in people's heads.
Because sometimes also just affecting the aim and the stability of the shooters because of that suppression can also make a difference where your guys are shooting clean and unaffected. Now they can't see what they're shooting at, so they may be shooting at the moon.
A lot of these Union shots went over at the shack against cold quits on the UEC guys, or at least I see a CQB tag.
LFL is pushing up to the right side fence and shooting it out with SB, but this is not a really good fight. And Jam picked up the flag, and as at least with CQB, we always stick with the unit that that flag belongs to. We don't stick with our guys. And Barney's probably alongside him because he's a color sergeant. He probably picked up that flag not realizing whose it was and didn't switch units.
20th Georgia trying to push his left side. HL's moving up the snake fence to engage with them. 5th Corps moving up for Union as well, but they're just getting completely shot up.
Yeah, 13th Georgia's getting picked off as they go, and NYV is trying to support them, but this is not a good spot to stop.
I shot that tree real good.
Cannons have been hitting that spot the entire round, every time they've lined up there.
I mean, CSA with
it
these
would be
higher
better to go through the gap in the fence, go to the far north of the orchard, and get to that barn.
I mean, with these higher pop servers, is very evident it's easier to defend. The CSA can defend the whole field side, and the only way Union can break through is blob charge, or if a CSA blunders, right? You can't really outmaneuver your opponent.
Another thing that, you know, I don't want to discredit the Union artillery. They're doing a great job. It would be better if they had more and were more coordinated in their timing of salvos. Because if they were to go and like shatter the entire hold it position of like 4th Georgia right now as they charge point, 4th Georgia and 2 Corps just eviscerated by cannons, and then they get to point, whatever's still alive gets stabbed while they're still on the ground. They've got point, and now they're holding a strong position.
Right. I'm going to be more blunt. I have not seen Union artillery today.
They've gotten a few good shots, like, but like they tend to be a little over.
Oh my.
But they're trying.
We're going. Please.
So Union getting beaten back once again on all fronts. I mean,
Yeah,
Union's
they're-
spreading
they're
apart too, which isn't
again-
helping their case.
Oh, they're pushing through the orchard.
NYV is at 4th, New Jersey.
Up and over again.
They're going for the barn.
11.5 minutes left on that clock. Oh!
And he's going to try and see if he can spot what's going around by poking his head around the stone wall.
Thank you, Mr. Emery, for picking up the flag. I mean, the 5 minutes at the beginning of the round is also very huge in terms of ticket losses, because CSA, unless there's like a crap ton of charging, I don't know if they're going to hit last stand. Which obviously the
Another
charging
thing
will pick up
about
towards the end.
HRE's rule set,
Yo,
it really
who's
affects
this?
the plans you can make for the starting of this particular map. Because normally the main plan is get your full kits on, and we are going to Bayo charge the wall. Clear out as many of them as we can. Try and get a foothold on that wall. If we can get a foothold on that wall, great. If not, then we try to the right. But because you can't have Bayos until either 30 minutes or taking losses,
Right.
that really affects what you can really do for the first 15 minutes of the round.
Right. 11th Mississippi wiping NYV at the barn. NYV caught completely off guard. I don't know if CSA pushed forward to these center rocks, but there are some CSA guys there. Union winning this charge and gunning it for point right now.
Yeah, and I don't see anything on the right. They have
the
completely
numerical
abandoned
advantage.
the right.
CSA overreacted to NYV, and that's letting the rest of the Union team get in here and have huge numerical advantages, defeating them in detail.
There's
Shoot them at the White
They-
House, boys. Shoot them down if they're popping
there's
out of the White
also
House.
SB and AGL are coming in from spawn from the looks of it, so I guess they were wiped in detail, or at least that section of them.
Now, both sides got to be very careful with CSA getting close to breaking and Union kind of controlling the area right next to point. I'm surprised we don't see more Union going on the stone wall. I mean, regardless of where you stand, artillery's going to hit.
Oh,
Great artillery shot.
it was. That knocked down a lot of guys, and it killed, say, about 6.
What was that shot?
He was probably, like, if they don't know if there's a guy is hiding right behind this shed as cover, putting that shot right there and it exploding would kill a bunch of guys.
Fair. So
if the artillery gunner's basing off of like where he assumes enemies may be, that's a good shot, but there's just no one there to receive it.
just why my reaction was like that. So CSA getting respawned, Union pulling off point, not wanting to cap too early. It looks like they're going to try to punish them in the braking and then cap the point.
The SB is moving to point to try and counter the cap. They're probably going to
CQB is
move
there
to these
already.
rocks.
I might want to pull back now. I pull back quickly, let's pull back.
CQB firing down to the north in a target-rich environment.
11th Mississippi running right in front of them, in between the enemy and them.
Oh, some people are going to eat some shots.
So Union's clustered on that left side, or I guess CSA left, trying to use the house as at least a little bit of cover from artillery. I mean, CSA artillery overshot a little right there. Not right there.
It's almost been the story of the entire game of Union already overshot.
Keep up the impact. 5-6 New York. Watch out for friendlies in front of you.
7.
The
Roll over
cab
7
is
minutes.
charging down the straight fence while the infantry are holding the field. This is an interesting tactic and may actually be pretty good considering they're all focused on the open field guys. And here comes a bunch of revolvers to NYV.
Get a flag up, get a flag up, get a flag
I'm
up.
a little surprised. Oh, they're going to save the flag. Okay. Yeah, that was a good Union artillery shot. Union hits breaking.
Pull back, pull back, pull back, pull back,
Yeah.
pull back,
I
pull
like
back,
the
pull
play
back.
for 4th Georgia. They saved their flag. I was a little skeptical, but it makes sense. NYV's trying to charge the back of the White House against DB. DB outnumbered.
Honestly, they did a good job at that flag recovery. Everybody went in, pistols ready. They went in, cleared out around the flag, got it up, and got it out.
CSA hit breaking. We'll see if Union tries to make a break for the point right now.
I'm
Love it,
wondering
them,
how
it's cool.
the our Union Artillery's ammo is doing. Oh, they still got lots of shells for this one, at least.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Union slowly making their way to the point of contention here. 6 minutes left on the clock. CSA collapsing as well.
It's a mad dash. And Union is slowly taking point.
Don't go up. Just shoot. Don't go up there.
I mean, they don't have much of a defense, but they have nice flanking shots on the side. They're starting to charge it as well.
I also just noticed that my timer and your timer are like 30 seconds off.
Yep. I don't know why that is. More CSA charging into point, but it's still going in favor of Union. I mean, at the end of the last round, my goal timer was at 15 seconds when the round ended.
Yeah, and I got it. Mine ended spot on.
What's your time at?
4:40.
That's probably more accurate. That's fascinating. But Union's starting to lose the point now as more CSA groups collapse.
2 Corps came in and started coming in from the flank. They've got a bunch of guys just trickling in, kind of piecemeal. I get the whole desperation, but it's always better to try and go in as a cohesive unit to mitigate loss.
CSA might actually hit last stand. It's the pacing is so weird. It always catches me off guard.
Yeah. Some danger close artillery shots there. It looks like, yeah, CSA held yet again.
We'll see what Union does. Oh, Union's going for the middle. Mad dashing too. I mean, they might have bandits and loads, but they're not going together. At least
they're trickling in. It's not going to be enough with a collected group right on point.
Whatever you've got.
Yeah, it looks like most of the Union groups were waiting to go in collectively, but LFL went in.
CSA countercharging? Question mark.
It definitely looks like it. TB and 2 Corps slamming into them.
HL's also out in the open.
Oh, there's musket.
And here comes Union charging in 2 prongs. 20 leading the left side.
2 Corps about to get hit from the flank.
CSA starting to fall back. They want to get back to their stone wall. At least the guys on the CSA right.
Yeah, which is a good call because at least they can get out of there and draw them back into friendly muskets.
Pick your targets. Pick your targets.
HL right face. HL right face. Sprint.
Another Union wave moving in from Maine. Tickets about even.
NYV got to the right flank, but they're being charged. But they've got A and V coming in as reinforcements on the right flank. The right flank is definitely in trouble for CSA. And 4th Georgia and 2 Corps moving
No
to
way
respond.
he's gonna win
The
this.
center.
Push it down the stone wall, boys. Push it down the stone wall.
We've got
Pressure on me. Push it down.
just about
CSA is gonna
everybody
hit last
clustered
stand.
in the center.
They're going to hit last stand before Union hits final push, I think.
It's gonna be close. It's, yeah, last stand. This might be it.
Holy crap. Black Tower's not going to go down at all when Union hits final push in a second. Union has infinite tickets at this point. No way the Union are going to win.
The
That's
Union
surprising.
haven't the Union haven't hit last final push yet, so they're still in breaking. There's the final push now. 45 seconds.
Hold your ground, hold your ground.
DSA's got a hold. They just have to have more bodies on point when that clock hits 0. More guys capturing.
And they've got a big wave coming in from CSA spawn. That arty shot got a good chunk of them, but can they hold?
Great artillery shot from CSA. 20 seconds left. CSA
20.
still has a large... I don't think Union's going to be able to do this.
Yeah, I think CSA still got more bodies. 8 seconds, and not even a smidge of movement from the bar. CSA has got it with a 2-0 tonight.
Any comments for this round and anything you wanted to shout out before we call it a day?
I would like to give some respect to both sides for very well fought matches. It was very well played. The reactions of CSA to the Union's attempts of getting a foothold, they did their best, but CSA was able to respond, and the arty did some work.
For sure. Is there anything you wanted to shout out quickly?
I feel like CQB did some pretty good jobs holding certain positions, and if anybody would like to join CQB and vibe with us, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah, that link will be in the description of the video. But thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. If you want to support the channel more, in the description, there'll be a link to our Patreon. We get live streams of all the broadcasts we do. We also got merch and our Discord there. But regardless, I appreciate you watching. It means a lot, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. See you in the next one.